Welcome to all of you in this new video. In this video, I am going to explain you the procedure how to create the dice game between the two player by using the Excel, or we can say that simulation of the dice game between the two player. So the very basic information that we required to create this game is nothing but how to use the Excel sheet, Excel workbook, and it is also covered in my previous or earlier videos, that is the basic or fundamentals of Excel. You can refer that videos and understand the basic information about that. So here we need a particular sheet in a workbook. Then by using the rows and column and by using the some basic functions which are available in the Excel, we are going to create the uh, dice game between the two player. So the very basic first thing is nothing but we should know what is dice. The dice is nothing but a cubical block having the 6 surfaces, and each surface having a particular dot in that, and having the number of dots from 1 to 6, such as if you are going to observe the right side inclined surface, it is having the 4 number of dots on it. The left side inclined surface having the 6 number of dot. The bottom inclined surface having 5 number of dot. Similarly, each surface, 6 surfaces are there, each surface having the number of dot appear on that, and that will be from 1 to maximum 6. That is the basic information about dice. So dice game is nothing but we have to throw this cubical block, and after some time it will get stopped. After stopping the dice, the surface which is having at the top or upper surface will having particular number of dots. That value we have to count as a number generation. So for creating that dice structure, we require such type of structure. You can observe here we require the two columns, which is nothing but for player 1 and player B, or player A and player B, and these two player will play this game for number of times, that is 5 number of attempts will be there. For each attempt we are going to consider the random value which is appearing on the top surface, and that will be get generated with help of function which is available in the Excel. Okay, then similarly first player will play or attempt it for 5 times. The number of dot will appear on that, that will be get counted as a 1 to 6 number, and after 5 attempts we are going to do the summation for player 1. Similarly player 2 also has to play or attempt it for 5 times. After that we are going to do the summation for the player 2 also, and by comparing the summation of player A and player B, we are going to decide who is the winner between them, and it will be get done through the basic functions which are available in the Excel. So very first function that we are going to use, that is nothing but random between. Okay, the random between function. Then the second function is nothing but if, and the third function that we are going to use sum, means summation, if, and random between. So the very first thing, the player 1 attempt number 1 for appearing that value 1 to 6. Okay, the 1 to 6 is nothing but the minimum dot value is 1 and maximum dot value are 6, so that we have to consider the range for the random number is 1 to 6. So the first thing is nothing but we have to type the equal to sign, then we have to type the initial alphabets of that particular command. Here you can observe the rand means random, and rand between is nothing but random between command. These are the two different. So as per our requirement, we have to select the particular function, that is random between. With the help of up and down key of the uh, keyboard or with the help of mouse, you can select the particular function, and then after that we have to press the tab. After pressing the tab, you can find out the initial 4 alphabets was written RAND. It was in the small alphabets. Now after pressing the tab, it is converted into the complete function name along with in capital letter along with open bracket. Okay, and that open bracket, if you are going to after pressing the tab, you will find out it's showing some message, that is nothing but the complete syntax for that function. The random between open bracket bottom value and top value. So here the bottom value is means minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 6. So after typing that values, we have to close the bracket and press enter. Means for player 1 as a first attempt, after throwing the dice, the top surface showing the 4 number of dots. So the 4 is appearing here, that is randomly. Similarly, again for second attempt, we can type initial alphabets or you can type complete name, then press tab. Okay, sorry, before that we have to select the particular function, then range 1 to 6 bracket close. Similarly, you can type it manually, or you can directly drag it from the corner, one of the corner which is showing the smaller square, by moving the cursor on that and selecting it and drag it up to the particular cells which are required. Means 5 number of attempts has been done for player 1, and for every click you will find out the values for 1 to 5 attempt are changing. Okay, similarly here also we can do the same thing. For player 2 first attempt, equal to sign, first alphabets or complete name of the function, select the particular function which is required, then press tab, then range 1 comma 6 bracket close, and for every use of the function the values are changing, you can observe here. Similarly, if I'm going to do drag it for the second attempt, again all the values of the player 1 also changing. If I'm going to do it for third attempt, again you will find out all the values. Means for every operation, every work, the values are generating randomly as per the speciality of that random between command. Okay, now after attempting of the player 1 and player 2 for 5 times, now it's time to do the summation for player 1 separately and player 2. So for that we are going to use the second function, that is summation, and summation is called as sum in function as a Excel. So the way to write down is nothing but equal to sign, then sum, then select the particular function which is required from the message which are appearing here, then tab, then summation from which number to which number, means from summation from first attempt to the fifth attempt. I have to select that cell from C4 colon C8, means here we need to know what is the cell address, which first one and last one. The first one is nothing but having C column and fourth row, that is C4 to C8, then close the bracket and enter. The summation of first player is 18. Similarly, for second player, player B, equal to sign, sum, tab. Here I can enter it manually. The first cell address is nothing but E column fourth row, so E4 colon E column 8 row, E8 bracket close, enter. Now here we can observe directly the total of player 1 is greater than total of player B. So you can easily say that the player 1 is the winner. But here we have to decide with the help of some functions which are available in the Excel. So it is nothing but a logical function. Logical test here is there. So we have to use the function if, so that the procedure to use it, equal to sign, if, press tab, then after pressing tab it is showing the complete syntax of that particular function. In the bracket we have to mention first of all the logical test, which test we have to verify here, and after checking that if the test is true, then which value or which message has to be appear. If the test is false, then which value or which message has to appear there. So the logical test in this case is nothing but player 1 or player A summation and player 2 summation. We have to compare between them and we have to decide which one is bigger. So for comparing the summations, we have to consider the cell address in that the summation is present. The 23 is present in the cell address C9 and 19 is present in the cell address E9. Means here the condition is, or logical test is, the summation of player 1 is C9. If it is greater than E9, that is a logical test. After logical test we have to mention the column comma, then in double inverted comma, if the this condition or logical test is true, what or which type of message has to appear here. If the first player summation is greater than second player, obviously the player 1 or player A is winner. This message has to appear on the screen. So I will mention the player A is winner, double inverted comma close and single comma, ending of the first message. Second message is nothing but again in double inverted comma, if the logical test is fail, if the C9 is not greater than E9, then obviously player B is winner. That we have to mention here. Double inverted comma close bracket close and enter. Now you can observe here, now after typing the if function and entering, randomly all the values of the player 1 and player 2 as well as summation has been changed. Now here player 2 summation is bigger as compared to the player 1, so the message is appearing player B is winner. So in this way we can randomly change all the values by using the function or the button F9 which is available on the keyboard. If I'm going to press F9, you will find out the values randomly changing right now. If you are going to observe, the summation of player 1 or player A is bigger and message is appearing player A is winner. If I'm going to again press F9, again you will find out all the values have changed, but again the summation of player 1 or player A is bigger, so that message is same. If I'm going to press again F9, you will find out again the values have changed. Now the summation of player B is bigger, so the message is appearing player B is winner. So this is nothing but the simple simulation to create a dice game between the two players to decide the winner between them by using the Excel as a tool. I hope it is